family coming over, they'll stay all night long. Just another game day down on the Gulf of Mexico. Everybody's got the colors on, yelling, go, team, go. We got bacon wrapped shrimp and delicious cheese grits. A sweet corn casserole that just won't quit. We got all kind of beer and plenty of whiskey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got the game on the flash screen and the crew are getting frisky. Just another game day down on the Gulf of Mexico. Everybody.
And we are back live with sound this time and audio. Welcome back to Unrivaled Sports Live. I'm Joey.
I'm Major.
Major has his microphone in the right place. This on take two. And if you're joining us tonight, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So we appreciate you guys hopping on the stream to check us out tonight. I was feeling really good about the beginning of this show. Of course, we're 18 minutes late because of me. And I was ready to come in chopping. And then right before the live, check the score of the game, 5-1. Dreams are crushed.
They must have got into the bullpen.
No, we are still throwing Freed.
Freeze still? Oh, well,
I mean, it was only the third inning. I mean,
figured
they
it was
jumped
the
on him in the
bullpen.
second.
Oh,
No.
okay. I
Bullpen
hadn't-
has actually done fairly well for the Braves in the postseason.
have they?
Yeah, they really have.
I've only paid attention to the Red Sox.
Well, you were missing out because the Braves, I don't know if you know this or not, Braves beat the Dodgers and are your National League champions for the first time since 1999.
Hey, I gotta say though, I'm a Red Sox fan at heart, but I'm rooting for the Braves, man.
I mean, I don't know anybody
Chop on.
outside of Houston that is rooting for the Astros.
No,
I don't know one person. So
I would like to. I saw where the ratings were up like 17% this year on the World Series.
already,
Yeah, it's got more viewers than last year's, like a ton more viewers than last year. So I think if the Dodgers had made it, we'd be in the same situation. But Braves, Astros viewership is up. Everybody.
well,
wants
there's
to
a
see
lot. There's
a lot of Braves fans out there.
Yeah, there are. And I mean, the Braves were kind of. I mean, they were the team of the '90s, and I mean they have a very big fan base, and the Dodgers do too. I mean, they're the best team in the West, and I mean they're a nationally recognized team. But I think that the Braves bring just kind of that newer. It's the first time the Braves have been in the World Series since '99. I mean, I was 22 years. I was 11. So I mean,
22 years, 1999. I was graduating.
yeah. I mean, I wasn't even in high school yet.
I was graduating
Hey.
in 1999.
But yeah, welcome back into another show. We've moved locations again. We're not in a hot garage, and we're not the shop. The shop. We just kind of finally back in your house and
Finally back in the house.
got this bedroom that's just been itching to have something sports
Yes.
related happening to it. So
Well, this is one I usually do. Like when I bring product home
Yeah,
to
this is-
open for people. This is where I do my breaks at. So got it set up finally. It
pretty
was-
sure this is where you busted my Mike Trout a couple years
I'm
ago.
pretty sure it was right over there up against that
Against the
wall.
wall.
Right there.
It was a
Good things
glorious
have
night.
happened in this room.
A lot of mojo.
A lot of mojo.
That was back when it was
Lot of-
mojo.
Matter of fact, if y'all see me checking my phone, I'm waiting on a message from somebody that has some eyes on some cards at Walmart.
Ooh,
And
some retail coming out.
I'm trying to get a hold to it, so if I have to look down at my phone.
Well,
Y'all know
we
why.
spend most of the time on our phones anyways. So yeah, another big weekend of sports. We'll get into that in a little bit, talking about the Braves, but you know, a lot of different things. Every sport is currently going right now.
Yep.
I think that was called All Sports Day. It was like the one day where every sport in every major sport in America is in full swing. You've got the NHL, the NBA kicked off. The NFL's about a fourth of the way through. College football, which I don't think they really count that because it's not a major sport, but to me it is. And you got baseball wrapping up. So, I mean, it's just there's a lot to get into. There's a couple things we don't really I don't keep up too much with the NBA. I'm trying to. I just don't care.
I'm trying to just because of the sports side.
Yeah,
of it.
that's it.
Or the sports card side of it, just so I can keep up with rookies
Yeah.
and stuff. But I've been watching a little bit of it. I've even been playing some DraftKings here lately.
I saw that the other night, and it was real funny because after you had posted your lineup, I was like, well, this is the one I got going tonight.
How'd yours do, by the way?
I don't remember. I don't remember if that was the night before. I think the night before I got because I like to get in these like $5 like or $5 or $10 winner take all like only max of 5 people.
Oh, you do.
And so I won. Yeah. So I mean, because I lower my chances. Like you give me 4 people, I can put together a better lineup than those 4 people. And I ended up winning like $45 that night.
See, I do
So-
the single entries. I make sure all mine are single entries, so you don't have
Yeah.
those where you got
Multiple people putting
one person putting in 60 different lineups. You know, of
Well,
course, anybody
that's how
can
this
win.
is. It's a single entry, but there's only 5 people in the entire
Yeah.
match, and so I feel like that if you give me 4 other people, even in a sport like the NBA where I don't know much about, I can I know enough to where I can
You
put
can get
together.
through it.
Yeah,
Put
and
you-
I did. I mean, I've got another lineup going tonight. I have no clue. I know I've got Ja. That's my budget breaker.
Yeah.
I'm going for him, and then I've even got who is my other guy?
I drafted what I thought would be a banger lineup last night that ended up being nothing.
Oh, I didn't win anything last night.
Nothing. But I've got Horford and Van Vliet and Jaylen Brown in one, and Jared Allen. That's kind of my budget breakers there.
Yeah.
But
Well, tonight I didn't get into the early games. I got into the 3 late games, and I've got Ja Morant. They're playing in Portland. The Grizzlies are playing in Portland,
yep.
and then I got Devin Booker. We get Sacramento at Phoenix tonight. So I got Booker and Morant, and I kind of feel like what I put together in between there. I even got Eric Bledsoe. They're playing. I didn't realize they had traded Bledsoe to the Clippers. I thought he was still with the Bucks.
I didn't realize
He's
that
a
either.
Birmingham guy. He played at Woodlawn High School and went to Kentucky. So,
Well,
that's about the gist of anything I can talk about sports related.
I got Anza Copo in one of mine that busted my lineup tonight for money wise. But Jaylen Brown has been putting up like 50 and 60 points in every game. He went 76, 53, and then he had 11 where he went out hurt. But right now he's at 7 points, and he was another one of my big
one of those, but
spenders.
yeah.
And he ain't doing anything. So that lineup's probably gone. So
Well, it's hit or miss.
yeah, it
You
is.
know.
All right. Anyway, talk a little
Well,
bit of
now that
fantasy
we've
sports.
hey,
now.
look at us talking NBA basketball. And
There's your NBA
we
basketball.
threw out
for
some
the night.
names and bada bing, bada boom. Gulf Shore's got to win this week.
did.
Orange Beach got to win this week.
They did.
Past that, I really don't. I didn't keep up too much with the prep. I know that's what we had originally talked about, but I was consumed in baseball and college football. So
That's all right. Well, let's see. Baldwin County won. Bayside won. Daphne got beat by Baker.
Baker came in and beat them 35-31. Daphne's
Oh.
kind of. Hey, they wanted to roll with that freshman quarterback, you know.
Well, that's whatever they want to do, you know. We can't coach them from over. I mean, we can.
I mean, I could
We could coach them from here, but whether they listening or not, I don't
run
know.
the ball.
Run the ball. Alberta lost to UMS. Fairhope, they beat Bryant. Theodore beat up on Foley pretty good. Gulf Shores beat Blunt. I wonder how long it's been since they beat Blunt.
I mean, that was it. You look at that score, and I haven't seen any other statistics, so I don't know what happened in that game. Gulf Shores led that game 3-0 until late in the 4th.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was either a defensive battle or both of those offenses just struggled. I don't know which is which, but I'm gonna for the better of the for the story. I'm gonna go. That was a dogfight.
That was a dog fight.
That was a dogfight.
And Gulf
Gulf
Shores
Shores
come out on top.
scored late and was able to get the win. So
Go
I'm proud of the
Dolphins.
Dolphins this
Make
week.
waves.
They are doing that.
They are. They are.
I drove by a sportsplex today, and I don't know what was going on out there. There was a football team with some big old kids, kind of warming up in that little grassy area outside of the outside of the football stadium, and they were working on the field. So I'm assuming that something was going on there tonight. I haven't heard anything, so I have no clue.
Maybe a junior varsity game tonight, or maybe tomorrow night.
They were big kids.
Never know. I mean, some of the.
I mean, they could have been.
Could have been Spanish Force JV team.
Nah, it was wrong colors. I didn't know it. I don't know where this team was from, but it was. I was kind of watching them warm up, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, Orange Beach got a win at St. Luke's. Spanish Fort beat McGill, and St. Michael got beat by Viger.
Took it on the chin by Viger, and it was kind of. We were talking earlier before
That's what Phillip Rivers gets for putting up those sorry points in your fantasy.
I'm glad he took a beating. But no, and I like how we can say this. But before the broadcast, me and you were talking, and we were talking about St. Luke's having to forfeit some games.
Yes.
And now that's set up Orange Beach as a 2 seed. And look, boom, popped up on my unified chat here.
Look at there.
Yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, that St. Luke's had to forfeit some games, and now that's really set up Orange Beach in 2A for a nice little 2 seed in the.
I think what I was looking at earlier, I was going to print that out so I could kind of read it off, but yeah, they're now 2 seed. One of the teams that beat them, Leroy, from Leroy, Alabama, just up the road. Them and St. Luke's were playing with ineligible players. Something about the bona fide move. And
so they moved.
Yeah, and so
they
Leroy
moved to play. They pretty much just moved to play football.
Pretty much.
I mean, you can do that at Spanish Fort. You can't do it at St. Luke's.
Yeah, you can't do that in Leroy.
Can't do it in Leroy. But hey, Saraland, you can do it all you want.
Saraland, yeah, you can do it there too.
Hey, they'll even build you a new high school.
Yeah.
And cheat all you want.
They got plenty of apartments that you can live in over there.
There's no shade getting thrown at Spanish Fort. There's always. I'm telling you, I don't have anything good to say about Spanish Fort. Well, they got a Freddy's.
Hey, it is.
They got a Freddy's, and that place is delicious.
I ate at that thing at Freddy's for the first time last time I was over there.
What'd you think?
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Yeah, that's a good cheeseburger. So yeah, I mean that was kind of it. I don't know who they have. I know Gulf Shores plays Satsuma this weekend, this Friday night. I think it is a home game. Got to give a shout out to the Orange Beach volleyball, finishing up second in state.
Man, they finished up second in state. They got
had a chance to win it.
They did.
Yeah.
They that team that they played, I don't think has ever lost.
Who was it? Do you remember who it was?
Hasn't lost in. They either have never lost or haven't lost a game in like 10 years or something. I don't know. They haven't lost in a long time. So
it's still 5-1.
Still 5.
I just had to look.
You just had to look. Had to check it.
So yeah, congratulations to the Orange Beach. I know every one of them right now is watching this broadcast. So congratulations to the Orange Beach girls volleyball team with your runner-up, your second place finish there. And it's a big thing because, I mean, they had the softball team win state last year. You got girls finishing second in state volleyball this year. You got the football team that's playoff bound. And, I mean, they got some good things going for them down there, and I'm really happy for them. And it was a move that needed to happen, and I'm glad they did it. And so we'll see how the football team does. But I think they're going to get some things going in Orange Beach, and they're going to start contending with a few folks.
Yeah, they should. When you got a school like Orange Beach, you got plenty of jobs around the area. I mean, we can actually have some bona fide moves take place in Orange Beach.
Yeah.
I mean,
Man,
there's
it
plenty
can
of
happen.
jobs and about 4,000 houses, apartments, and condos going up
Just everywhere.
in the next year. So we got
Yeah.
plenty of room. So if you know anybody from at a 7A school or something up in North Alabama that's a stud that needs to come down and live at the beach,
Just bona fide move them down
Bona
here.
fide
I don't know
move.
what that means, but bona fide, it's bona fide.
bona fide means their parents relocated for a job, and we got plenty of jobs down here. So,
Well, then why can't you relocate to Leroy to work at Jack's?
well,
I know Leroy's got a Jack.
if you live in Jackson and you leave Jackson to go to Leroy just to play football, I think that's I don't know.
It's not bona
I mean,
fide.
I don't know.
I got a job working
Yeah,
at.
I don't know exactly how that works out when the schools are that close, but apparently somebody ratted somebody out. There's
Somebody was not. That happened to.
There's some people up
That
there.
happened to a couple teams up in when I don't know if I've ever told this story, but when I was in high school, they bumped up. We were a 5A school. I mean, and then all of a sudden we kind of got an influx of kids, and they bumped us up to 6A. And Hoover was 6A. This was before we had 7A. And our team won a few football games, and they were like, all right, kind of the same thing happened to Orange Beach. Like, hey, we snuck our way into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And not sure how it all went around. Then some teams had some kids, ineligible, and they forfeited some games, and we got matched up with Hoover. And I don't think I've ever seen a high school team smoked as bad as we got smoked that night against Hoover. It was the most unfair. Like, we should never have played them. We should have been out way before we had to play Hoover. I'm talking about we got smoked.
That's that my high school. We had 382 kids in kindergarten through 12th grade.
Yeah, we had that in my senior class.
And we were matched up with Mobile Christian and Faith when I was in high school. That was our region games.
Yeah.
Mobile Christian and Faith. They had like 2,000 kids in 8th through 12th grade, and we're playing in the same region with them.
Yeah.
It never made sense to me. That's the reason our football games were like 66 to nothing and 45 and nothing and stuff like that. But it is what it is.
When I was in high school, Pinson took a few on the chin, and it was not pretty.
Hey, and speaking of up there where you're from,
Yeah.
there was what's that team?
Big
that's highly,
game. Thompson and Hoover played this weekend. Is that what you're talking about?
I guess
Hoover beat Thompson.
some guy I was talking to today about our sports show and stuff at the post office, and he was telling me, he said, is Thompson? I mean, is Hoover and Barry or something like that or something?
Well, Barry's kind of east of Tuscaloosa.
So which one of them's ranked, nationally ranked? Like Thompson was number 10.
Thompson was
and
they're number 2 in the nation
number
right now.
2.
Yeah,
And then whoever they played that beat them,
was Hoover.
well, Hoover was
Yeah.
ranked like 15 or 10 or something.
Probably, yeah. They're probably in the top 10.
Yeah,
nationally.
and they upset
Yeah,
Thompson.
yeah, big time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. There was a lot of coverage on it on a few shows I listened to up north, but I say north like Birmingham's.
Yeah, about
But
midway up the
5,
state.
yeah. But
That's north to us.
that was gonna be a big thing. And Jesus, I'm on somebody's TV. I'm on multiple TVs.
We're on TV.
I
Oh,
don't know.
Lord.
But yeah, that was the big showdown this weekend was Thompson and Hoover, and you really kind of thought Thompson was gonna continue their dominance, but you can't ever count out Hoover. So,
Nope.
and I saw them play. I mean, just multiple times. They've always been good. So,
You know what the score of that ball game was?
well, I think it was 5-1. Oh, you're talking about there's only one ball game that matters.
I was like 5-1. That wasn't a whooping. And how the hell did you get 1 point?
Because I'm focused on the Braves.
Sounds like we got that thunderstorm starting to roll in.
Yeah, I can not hear it, but my internet just jumped, so I think we had some thunder. So yeah, moving on. So Saturday night, I made an absolute fool out of myself. I don't know. I got on live on here. I got on live on my phone. I literally had Facebook posted that if the Braves hang on and win this game, I'm gonna burn every piece of lumber that I could get my hands on. And I did. Cardboard. I had a gallon of gasoline. If my wife would have walked out of the kid's bedroom, she'd call the cops. I had a gallon of gasoline. I mean, I had been partaking all day. I mean, it's a Tennessee game, you know, and I held on to my cigar because after we won that, I said, I'm gonna hang on to my cigar because if the Braves win tonight, I'm going to throw down, and I did, buddy, by myself. I was jumping and screaming. My wife's coming out of the kids' bedroom. I mean, I thought she was gonna beat me with a bat. And then I don't even, I just woke up Sunday morning and I had seen where people were commenting on these live videos of me, and I was like, good grief, Joey, you just got to delete these. And these can't be on the internet.
If I had been off the next day, I would have come celebrated the Alabama victory with you, but I don't.
Oh yeah, I mean there was a couple. I mean I'd kind of forgot. I hadn't even really watched the Alabama game. I was watching the Braves came on an hour after Bama kicked off.
Oh, so you were more into the Braves.
The TV outside was on Alabama, and that's where everybody else was. Everybody else I was the only person. I was inside, and I was watching the Braves. And, I mean, I just felt it, and I knew it was coming, and so yeah, we got in there, and the Braves. That was just such a fabulous. I mean, just the way they came out, and they just because you just thought that the Dodgers weren't going to roll over. They're going to at least take it to 7, and the Braves didn't let them. They came out and they said, "This is we believe in this team, and they have the offense that can do it." They showed it last night against Astros. I mean, they came out and they got on. It wasn't even I said it earlier. They weren't even competitive.
Yeah,
the Astros weren't. I mean, they are tonight, but I mean, the Braves came out and shook them. They said, "Look, we're here to play. We've won 1 in Houston now, and we get 3 at home."
Yeah.
So
they could very well end it at home. Now, the only thing is Astros get streaky.
They do.
So if they win 1, then they could win 2 more.
I need them to get streaky, loosey.
They need to. I swear to God, I'm so upset my Red Sox didn't make it. But we very well could have made it if it hadn't been for one guy out of place in a crucial play. But here's what it is. Like I said, I'm gonna be rooting for the Braves. Chop on, Braves. Chop on.
Mm-hmm. So
bring it home.
Did you watch any NFL this weekend?
A little bit.
I cut the Saints on for a brief moment. That was Monday night. Never mind. So no, I didn't watch. I hurt Sunday.
I was going to say, I'm surprised
Beth got me
you could
up.
watch.
Now we got to church, and I mean, I was like, "Hey, I came to church. I'm feeling good." And we go to church at 9:00. At 10:30 hit. At 11:00, I was dead to the world. I mean, everything. I mean, it was just bad. So I didn't even cut Red Zone on. I didn't watch anything. I did pull some scores. I did see where Arizona beat the Texans, and they're 7-0, first place in the West.
Yes.
The NFC East is horrible.
Yes.
You've got Dallas, who is good, looks good this year. The rest of the NFC East is just god awful.
Dude,
I don't think any of them won more than 2 games, except for Dallas.
Matter of fact, I was about to pull that up just to see what the conference standing was in the East, because that
well, it's Dallas, and then the rest of them have only won 2 games in the NFC.
Wow. So everybody's 2-5 right now, and Dallas is sitting there at 5-1. Yeah. I watched the Packers. I was flipping back and forth between the Packers
and the old Washington football team,
Washington Redskins, and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Titans. Man, the Titans put it on the Chiefs. Where have the Chiefs gone? Their defense is atrocious.
Mahomes is. I mean, he's. They're finally showing that. I mean, he can't do it all. I mean, he's had a lot of talent around. The thing is, he still has like Tyreek Hill. Is Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Is he healthy?
He's there, but he's hurt right now.
That's what I thought. So I mean, I guess they've got some injuries. That defense is bad.
He's still got Kelsey. He's still got Hill. He's still got McCole Hardman. I mean, he's got all these guys to throw to, but his offensive line is. I tell you who his offensive line reminds me of. I think somebody ships Auburn's offensive line up there to play for him during the week, because
that's got to be it.
That poor man takes a snap and he's looking for somewhere to throw the ball or run to. I mean, he doesn't have time, so they look bad right now.
Yeah. And then I mean you got that that was the Chiefs. We were talking about the Chiefs and I guess the Tennessee. Let me ask you a question. How do you lose to the Jets and then beat the Bills and the Chiefs? Because that's exactly what Tennessee's done, and it's mind-boggling. Like they should clearly.
But wasn't that game at the beginning of the year? Wasn't the Jets
Bills?
game?
No, I mean, well, I think it was. I think it was just like 2 weeks ago.
Maybe it was because I was thinking them and the Steelers. Who was it? The Steelers played opening weekend. That game probably shouldn't have been close, and it was. Or the Steelers, somebody. God, dog. See, I done lost track of who's done what.
That's why I printed out these nice show notes for us. That has.
I know I
Key-
got the
key
notes, but
talking
I was trying to
points.
look to see who Pittsburgh. Oh, Buffalo. So
Yeah.
Pittsburgh beat Buffalo
At the very
opening
beginning of the year.
weekend.
Yeah,
and
that was my. I don't know if you remember this. That was my week one, like lock.
Oh, was Pittsburgh?
Yeah,
over?
plus the 6, and and they won. So I mean, that's the last game I think I won. It's been a brutal year,
Well,
but
it's the same thing as that. I thought the Jets beat them at the beginning of the season.
No,
but it may
yeah.
have been later on. But it was the same thing. I don't think Pittsburgh could beat Buffalo again if they played them.
Oh no, if Pittsburgh played Buffalo right now, it would
be a totally
Buffalo
different game.
landslide. So yeah, I mean the Saints in an ugly win looked horrible. Beat Seattle. Seattle looks bad this year.
Yeah, Seattle's without Russell Wilson for a little while. I don't know how long before he's going to be back.
So
But he's out,
yeah,
and I didn't get to watch any of that game.
yeah, it was not fun to watch. It
I
was
didn't miss
ugly.
anything, is what you're telling me?
No, not at all. New Orleans has a rookie kicker that's pretty good. Apparently, he hit 2 pretty solid kicks.
Really?
Yeah, one of them kind of
Was he
get
from
me.
Auburn?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I figured.
No, we don't hire cheaters.
You said you said solid kicker, so I figured he was from Auburn. I see old Cincinnati, Baltimore on here on our notes.
Yeah, tied for the NFC or the AFC.
Well, how about everybody
North.
talking about Baltimore, and then here comes old Joey B, over 400 yards and I think 4
He
touchdowns.
lit them up. Yeah, he did. Jamar Chase had a huge day.
Like,
If you had those two guys on your fantasy team, I mean, I just had Jamar Chase put up like 41 points.
I did too.
But if you had Joey B with him, I mean, you pretty much just won off those two guys. So.
You know, my son won I think $15 off a $5 entry,
Yeah.
and he was making fun of me because I had Tua on one of my lineups. He's like, "You really think Tua's going to do good?"
I mean, he was playing Atlanta.
And then I looked and I was like, "You have Sam Darnold, okay,
Yeah, man, I
So-
can't believe he won his lineup with having Sam Darnold.
bro." He won like $15 with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold put up 3.7 points
Yeah,
as a
that was
quarterback.
a bad day.
I was
bad
like,
day.
if you would have just took Tua, he had like 24 points. Something. I mean, he'd probably won $50, $60 off of that. So
All right, we got to catch up with the chats here. All right, so can the Saints beat Tampa Bay? Not in this lifetime. Not this year. I mean, I say this
No.
lifetime, and they beat them last year. Jameis came out in that first game, and he was so promising. And then since then, he's just been like,
well,
and he did make a good play in the game the other night. But I mean, it's inconsistent. He's not throwing a bunch of interceptions. But he's just not making good passes. I mean, he's just not. The offense is not there.
that first game though, he only worked from like the 30-yard end. They had like 12 turnovers and all kinds of stuff. So every time he threw a
Yeah.
touchdown, it was from like 12 yards.
Yeah.
So I just knew it. I called it over and under
Well,
25 interceptions.
I don't think he's there.
How many has he got right now?
I
Probably
mean,
like-
I don't think he's thrown a ton of interceptions. I mean, he's thrown a few, but I mean, it's more or less just the offense just
He's got-
lacks any kind of
he's
productivity.
got to be up to like 12 though.
I don't think he's at 12. I really don't think he's at 12. I give him 9.
Okay, maybe not.
Maybe
all right.
9.
We're halfway through the season. Yeah,
Cole said Justin Fields for the other team, so I'm guessing that Justin Fields had a horrible day. 3 interceptions.
Yeah, Justin Fields. He's finding out that his comments at the beginning of the year in the preseason when he said the game isn't that fast,
Yeah.
or the NFL isn't much faster, or whatever he said.
Boy, you went from starting to sucking really fast.
Yeah, now he's
So.
seeing that it ain't the preseason anymore, there, fella. Those aren't the guys
Yeah,
that are
that
on
third
the
string you were running against.
third
and,
stringers and practice squad you're running against. That's the full fledged NFL players
yeah,
there.
full time. And then Joe Ethan, I just got to catch up. Joe Ethan said that he asked if I got all the wood burned. I burned. I had several bags of firewood. I had some old tree limbs. If I could have found my hatchet, I probably would have started chopping down my fence. I mean, I was burning everything. I mean, if it would catch on fire, I burnt every piece of the phones or microphones came in, gone. I emptied the recycling bin. I'm telling you, I was burning everything.
The night the Braves play for if it's the last game and the Braves win and they're going to win the World Series,
If it
hatchet
falls
and leaving
on
it on your front porch.
If it falls on Saturday, because there's a chance that the Braves could have, if they come back and win tonight, they could sweep on Saturday. That's the opportunity. If it happened on Saturday, I could possibly see me being that wound up. I could do it again.
I'm bringing a hatchet. I want to see you chop your fence up.
There ain't no way. They win it on Sunday or Monday night. I won't even be there. I mean, I'll be excited, but I won't be Joey Destructo or whatever I was. If you'd have let me loose in the city of Atlanta, we'd have been burning couches. If I could have got my couch out the door, I'd have burned it. I mean, I was turning that place into West Virginia.
You should have called me. I'd come in.
So yeah, I got wound up for the Braves, and I'm gonna have to check. I bet you it better still be 5-1 or 5-5.
So while he's looking that up, Buffalo
5-2, we scored another one. Chopping away at that lead.
Chop it down, baby. Chop it like a tree. Chop it down.
Oh man.
Buffalo's on a bye. The Raiders beat the Eagles this week. Dallas is on a bye. Green Bay.
No, Dallas was on a bye this past week. Oh, that's what you said. Never mind.
Yeah. Tampa Bay 38-3 over Chicago. Arizona 31-5 over the Texans, and Arizona 7-0.
Yep.
Who did we pick?
I had the Rams in the West, and the Rams are still are good. I mean, Arizona's not going to go undefeated.
I had the Cardinals, didn't I?
I think you did have the Cardinals. I know that I had Buffalo in the AFC North. We both had Buffalo, and then I had because my World Series, my Super Bowl was Buffalo and the Rams. I don't think Arizona's going to make the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to keep it going. I mean, they're probably they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make it the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know. I had the Bills and the Packers, maybe. I think.
I don't know.
I wish I could
my
go
only
back and
thing
see
is
that.
Arizona's got to play Tom Brady.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Because other than that, I mean, Green Bay and Tom Brady are probably going to be your. I mean, and Dallas. I mean, have they played? They haven't played. They did play. Did they play Dallas yet?
Who?
The Cardinals. I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure if they did or not.
Yeah. So, as per usual, have not gotten a chance, and I'll do it tonight. We'll have the winner posted tomorrow. I'll post the games tonight because I've already got them printed on my sheet. I am horrible at this pick'em stuff. Absolutely horrible. I cannot keep up with it. So, that being said, Week 9's college football pick'em brought to you by Charlie Ogletree and Charlie O's Best Buys.
Charlie O's Best Buys.
See, come on down to the beach. Who you gonna call? Charlie O. I don't know.
We gotta come up with something.
See, he can come up with it.
Yeah,
He's the one. He did our intro song. He can come up with.
Hit a little button and it plays it.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you. Hey, it's coming together. Hey, what you know? Call Charlie O.
We're gonna be sitting there singing Ryan's
Charlie, or what is it? O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly.
Charlie Yo's.
We'll be sitting here singing rhymes the rest of the night, trying to come up with Charlie Yo's song.
So yeah, the week 7 or week 9 pick'em games. We've got a top 10 battle: Michigan State. Should be a pretty good one. I think they're playing it in East Lansing. Harbaugh, they're saying it's going to be it's a must win.
Yeah, I mean it is a must win. Playing Michigan State.
I'm going with Mel Tucker though. I like him. I think he's gonna.
Man, I gotta tell you, I have watched Michigan State and I think they're good. But dude, I just think that Michigan wins that ball game because I don't think the passing game of Michigan State is quite strong enough to get past Michigan. So I got to take Michigan in that one.
Well, the reason if this game was played in Ann Arbor, then yeah, I'll go Michigan. I kind of feel like home field advantage is going to play a little bit different of a role in this one, and I mean, I've seen, and the only thing that throws me off, if this was a night game in East Lansing, then yeah, I'd definitely be all over the Spartans. But it is an 11 a.m. kick, 12 noon if you're on the Eastern time zone.
What you think about the over under? I'm gonna say they probably don't score more than 24 points
between the two of them.
Yeah, both defenses are pretty good. I don't even know what I got to see what the over and under is. This game doesn't
I think
always...
I was wondering if it was me or I am breathing like super heavy. I'm very sorry that I'm blowing y'all's eardrums out with my heavy breathing.
Is it me? Is it you?
No, it's me. Because I just did it again. Sorry, guys. It was me. I don't know. Let me check the over under on that.
Sorry, I was trying to read some of the comments. Him and Dalton shooting out. Yeah, Andy Dalton's done. I don't think there's a team anywhere that Andy Dalton could go quarterback for.
Yeah, Cole was he's a big Bears fan, so he is
big Bears fan. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Dalton couldn't go quarterback for anybody right now, I don't think. But that Michigan State
50.5.
50.5?
Yeah.
I don't think they'll make it. I think that's going to be
I could see a 28.
20 to 14.
24-17, 24-14.
Something.
I mean, that's
I don't think it's going to be like a 28 to 20 or 28 to 24.
You don't see a 35-28?
No, I don't see it.
All right, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Major's lock.
Major's lock of the week, the under.
Taking the under. I'm betting my house on it so I don't have to burn it down.
Game. And when y'all lose, we do not give professional advice here. Just heads up.
No, it was not, Cole. It was retracted. I have some feelings about it, and I mean, I'll say what it is. He was chirping during the Texas A&M game as a Tennessee fan. And so I straight up told him, I said, hey, I mean, you can talk all you want, Bama's still beating y'all by 28. And he was like, oh, you want to, I'll take that bet. I'll take those numbers. If I put $100 on it. So I said, deal. Let's put $100 on it. Bama's going to beat y'all. But I mean, I'm kind of surprised we only won by 28. And so then later, I mean, I was there. I didn't think about it. I didn't message him. And then later that night, he was like, hey, I'm taking this bet back. You know, I would just feel bad. I would feel bad about taking your money. You know, go buy your kids some ice cream. It was a nice gesture. I get it. Like, I get, because I know the guy personally, so I know that it was out of, And then he texted me and said, hey, did you see where I took that bet back? And I was like, I saw it. And he's like, let's just do it for bragging rights. I was like, well, for 15 years, it's been bragging rights.
Been bragging rights since the flip phone.
I mean, I'm just telling you, y'all couldn't. You couldn't even comment on Facebook last time y'all beat us. So I mean, and so no, I mean, and I did. I commented back on. I went back to the post, and I don't know how I found it in my obliterated state of mind Saturday night, but I did. I went and I like put some eye emojis on it. I mean, you know,
Just to make sure.
and I don't know. I don't know if you know this,
icing
and this is just kind of. Last week I said I think I called the game 52-17. Ended up being 52-24. So I mean, I was pretty close.
Pretty close guess. I knew Alabama was going to come out and handle business. My dad didn't even believe me. My dad was like, "There's no way they beat Tennessee by that much."
Oh, our
like,
secondary is horrible.
I was like, "Dude, I'm telling you, Alabama's going to cover it."
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's
You know.
just, yeah, Cole, you're right. Back when we used to change the skins on our Nextels, I had a literally used to have a Dale Earnhardt Jr. flip Nextel. And I mean, that was so cool. I mean, you could, but you could just pop that thing, those skins right off of it.
I used to have a Nextel. I used to have them.
I wish we still did that.
I
I don't
wish
know. I don't know why.
Dude, those things were great. Why can't we have?
They make a digital
An
app
iPhone.
that you can do that, and it does, but it never works right. That Nextel, you could just, and you heard it would go beep beep.
Nextel.
And you knew somebody wanted to talk to you, and then you had to put it on, hold it up to your ear.
Nextel and AT&T need to get together and make us an iPhone that's a beep beep.
Oh, I mean, don't they make those for like workers?
I think is it?
You tell me.
AT&T or
All
is
right.
it
Anybody out
Verizon?
there? You've seen Chicago PD? Those guys drive around. They talking on radio. So Apple iPhones.
Is it iPhones or Verizon?
Mm. Yeah, that's right. The alert button, hitting the alert button at 2.
Yeah. Beep 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 beep. Like what the hell? Oh, man,
I'll
I'm
never
sorry,
forget.
bro.
Yeah, my mom would come down there and snatch that thing out of my bedroom so fast.
All right. So we were on Michigan State. We got to move on to
We talked about one game.
Baylor and Texas.
Yeah, Baylor and Texas. You know, Texas is, I think, probably going to lose this game. If they get out to a 21-point lead, they are definitely going to lose this game from what we've seen the last 2 weeks with them.
Yeah.
I mean, just imploding. And I don't know if it's Sark's offense is clearly working because he's putting up points. But that defense is just, I mean, it's just, they're not doing anything.
Well, here's my the last couple of weeks I watched Sark completely abandon the run. When they had that big lead against Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, can't do that.
I mean, he got away from the run and started throwing the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be run for 1 yard and then try to throw 2 passes, incomplete, punt. And the next time they get the ball, it'd be throw a little screen pass for like 2 yards, run, throw another pass for incompletion, punt.
Yep.
When you got that big a lead, man, time on the clock or off of the clock is your friend. And he could not take any time off of the clock.
Well,
I mean, it was 3 and out after 3 and out.
And that's, I mean, he was so good at that. And I don't know if it's just because Saban had control, but he was good at getting our backs the ball and running that clock out. I mean, that's what, I mean, and it's kind of weird to see him. I don't know if maybe he just thinks that. And this is something like if you give me the playbook, you give me Sark's playbook, and I'm going up against that Big 12 defense, like Oklahoma's sorry defense, yeah, you better bet I'm about to air it out.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a different style of play over there, and they're gonna have to learn. I mean, because that's not gonna work. You can't go. It didn't work for you against Oklahoma. Try doing that against Auburn.
Yeah, I mean,
and then turning around and having to do it against Ole Miss. Like you've got to learn you've got to be able to run clock in this league.
Yeah, and I mean,
especially to hold a league.
You can air it out, but when you got a guy like Bijan Robinson, who I think had like 150 yards that game,
that guy would have 30 carries a game minimum.
Dude, when we got done with Oklahoma, he'd have had to go get new legs attached because he'd have had 400 yards rushing on the day by the time. I'd have run him 67 times if I had to. But he got away from it. And I don't know, you put it on the radar.
Yeah, I got to pull it up. John's messaging. He said, check the weather. We got tornadoes, tornado warnings in Mobile County, and I know that Baldwin's been under a tornado.
Tornado watch.
Yeah, it's a nasty looking storm coming our way. I'll probably be up all night with it.
Oh Lord, yeah.
These things just.
Well, you want to just kind of try to breeze through the rest of it?
Yeah, so we got Iowa
so we
State
get
at
you
West
home.
Virginia. I think that's going to be an outstanding matchup.
I think it will be too.
It's going to be a little chill in the air. I can't ever remember where they play in West Virginia, but it's West Virginia. Do they even have cities, or is it just one big?
I think it's just.
It's
West
just
Virginia.
one big hill.
Yeah, and it's one area code.
Yeah,
Yeah. You only get to a second area code if you get
like
to the
there's
top
no
of the
there's no
mountain.
cities in West Virginia. It's just welcome to West Virginia,
Yeah,
and this is you go over the hill, you're in Virginia.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just one area code.
But I do think that's going to be a nice fall day up there, and going to have a little chill. Iowa State's coming in. They've been playing a lot better since they got manhandled by Iowa, and I'm looking for the upset there. I kind of think. I wouldn't say it's much of an upset. Iowa State's ranked, West Virginia's not, but I look for the Mountaineers to win that one.
Ooh, and I got Iowa State. I think Iowa State's playing too good. That kid,
Yeah.
Brees Hall, at running back,
Yeah, he is good.
might have 200 yards rushing on the day.
They talk about having new legs,
he's-
Lieutenant Dan.
Well, I tell you what, he don't need but about 10 rushes, 15
Yeah.
rushes, and he's at
That's
200
true.
yards.
That's-
That kid is really good. He's definitely playing on Sundays and probably going to be drafted pretty high next year.
Next on
he's
the list,
good.
we got the cocktail party, world's largest outdoor cocktail party
Oh man, that's
down
gonna
in
be a good one.
Jacksonville. Do you think it's going to be a good one?
Man, anything in Florida.
It's true.
anything
That
in the
stadium's going
swamp,
to be split 50-50, and
anything in the swamp, man, could just.
but it's not in the swamp. It's in Jacksonville. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
this is that
it is.
neutral
Yes,
site, and they
play a neutral
split
site.
the
Never mind.
and it's split down the
Oh.
middle, 50-50. And that's always so cool when like CBS comes, because it's always a CBS game. But when CBS comes in live, he got. Well, it used to be Vern. He'd be like, the world's largest cocktail party. And then they show the stadium. It's literally blue on one side, red on the other. And it's so cool looking. And then the game's mediocre. But, I think Georgia probably wins this one pretty big. But, I mean, it should still be, hopefully it's a fun game, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, I got Georgia in that one. I don't think Florida's going to upset anybody that weekend. I don't even think if never mind. I was going to say if any Florida fan thinks that they're going to beat Georgia this weekend, there may be something
I
wrong
can probably
with them,
give you
but
three.
I could think of a couple.
I know
off the top of my
three
head.
right off the top of my head that are probably sitting here. Right, they're actually not even watching the show because they're such great friends of mine.
Oh yeah, those kind of friends.
Yeah,
That's messed up.
bet I don't go. I take that Mustang through Orange Beach later and doing donuts. I know they're on shift.
And they ain't even watching.
No, they ain't watching.
They ain't got nothing to
The
do.
Tennessee
It's
fan.
raining.
Oh, I'm telling you, they ain't doing nothing. They don't ever do nothing.
It's raining.
Brennan Giles, J.P. Burnside, Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. Anyway, so Texas Tech, Oklahoma.
Oh, and that's another one that I think is kind of iffy. Texas Tech just got rid of their coach. I mean, weird things happen when you play with an interim head coach.
Yep.
And Oklahoma's defense is bad. Their offense, I mean, they did not look good against Kansas. And I think this is another one of those trap games for Oklahoma.
It definitely could be.
And if they're going to fall, I think it's this. Does Oklahoma have to play Baylor at some point this year?
Actually, I'm glad you said that because that wasn't on my notes that you pulled up for me, but I wrote it down.
Well, they don't play them this week.
Oklahoma has like 3 slip-up games
Coming up.
left.
See, I'm glad you pulled that. That's
Yeah.
why, yeah.
See, Oklahoma's got to play Iowa State, Baylor, and Oklahoma State.
So it's 2 losses.
That's who they've got.
They lose 2 of those games.
I think they could, but we'll get to that when we get to the
Our back
other
page.
portion. Yeah, our back page.
Oh, geez, I didn't even know we're still doing the pick 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Ole Miss and Auburn.
Yeah, give me the Tigers. I'm just gonna keep picking the Tigers until y'all lose because I hate how this season's set up. So
You know what?
give me the Tigers.
I think the Tigers take it.
Wow, yeah, I mean they should. They should have this game pretty much handled.
If they can block like they did against Arkansas, give Bo Nix time after a week off, and Ole Miss having two pretty tough games back to back.
And Ole Miss defense isn't that great, you know.
I got give me the Tigers.
Give me the Tigers.
War down.
I hope they lose, but they're probably not going to. They're probably going to beat Alabama and go and win the SEC West. It's just one of those years. SMU, Houston.
SMU.
Yeah, I'll go Houston. It's a toss-up game. They're both. I don't know why Houston's not ranked.
I don't know why they're not either, but I know why SMU is.
No, really, SMU is playing really good football and
scoring like 55 points a ball game.
But I still like that game. Sometimes I wish we'd have did this against the spread, but
yeah, we could have. But
I like to pick them. And then you got Penn State at Ohio State. That's another big one. Really at the beginning of the year, I would have taken the Nittany Lions. 2 games in, still taking the Nittany. They lost to.
That was going to be a top 10 matchup this weekend.
It's just outside of a top 10.
On Sunday morning, I was watching something that came across for the Penn State Ohio State game. It said Penn State Ohio State top 10 matchup, and I was like, no, it's not, because Penn State lost.
Yeah, Penn State. In freaking 9 overtimes that don't even make any sense to me. I don't even know how they get to 9.
Can we just not get into that right now?
Well, we got to
do
into
our
it. Yeah.
pick'ems, and I'll talk 30 minutes on that.
Virginia at BYU, probably BYU.
Man, that's a tough one.
That's a good. It's going to be a good game. It's a night game. That's probably where my TV is going to be Saturday night. And then my late game. And you guys, if you play the pick'em, like I get it. Like it's some of these games you're not going to watch. If you watch one game Saturday night, Fresno State, San Diego State, and if you are a betting man, is that thunder?
That is thunder and lightning.
My goodness, I thought somebody just drove through the house, and I'm wearing these headphones.
That's the reason I'm trying to breeze through this.
We got to breeze through it, all right.
So we get you home.
Yeah, definitely check out.
Check out San Diego State.
That's going to be I'm telling you, I'm excited about watching that Saturday night.
That will be a good game, though. I like that game.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun game to watch. And I'm actually off, so I can stay up all night.
Well, look at you. You can come burn firewood at my house.
Hey, I might. You never know. Kristen goes to bed about 7:30. I may drive up to Joey's house and burn firewood.
All right, so moving on to college football, which we've been talking about, just different games. We're coming up pretty close to where they're going to release the top 4 for the first college football playoff poll. And you got Cincinnati number 2 in the AP poll. Who do they have left?
Cincinnati, they've got Tulane left this week. They've got Tulsa, which I don't think they have a problem with. Tulsa is kind of sneaky at times.
Yeah.
South Florida, they do have SMU still on the schedule, so that could be a good game.
Could be a good game.
And then ECU, who I think they'll handle. By the way, Cincinnati cost me a bunch of money this week.
Would you take them?
A great little parlay, and I thought, 27.5 points against a Navy team that's 1-5, got beat by 49 points by Marshall.
Yeah.
I was like, no way Cincinnati keeps that one within 27 points.
Yeah.
They're going to hammer them. They're the number 2 team in the nation. They got to show why. And they come out and they fall flat.
Yep.
And they look like they've never played football before. So pissed.
So, that being said, we just kind of went over their last couple games. They've been dominant all year. Is this the year? Does Cincinnati get in? Undefeated Cincinnati?
If they don't have a slip up, like that SMU game is going to be a good game.
Does a 1-loss SMU get in, or a 1-loss Cincinnati to SMU get in?
No.
Hold on, I'm coming up with a scenario. You got a 1-loss Georgia, 1-loss Alabama, 1-loss Oklahoma. I think they'd get in over Oklahoma.
They probably could. If we're talking about teams with one loss, if Alabama,
Let's say Michigan State goes undefeated.
yeah, because
Bama beats Georgia in the SEC championship. Both Bama and Georgia have one loss, an undefeated Michigan and an undefeated Oklahoma. Since a one-loss Cincinnati,
Cincinnati's out.
They're
to
out.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they now if they come out and they absolutely hammer SMU,
Yeah.
I think they'll make it in the top four. I don't care who's got one loss in that top 4, 5, 6, however. Somebody's going to be out, and I don't think Cincinnati will be one of them. But they got to come out and play football like literally.
Excuse me.
I mean, the trap games are always like right before big games, and
Yeah.
South Florida. They play South Florida before SMU, so they better watch out there because that could be that trap game. Looking ahead to SMU big matchup. That could be a good one.
Sorry, guys. I don't know why tonight it's picking up my breath more. All right, so I'm just kind of trying to think of scenarios here with just looking at the top four. Who would your top four be right now?
My top four right now.
Like if we're playing the national championship or we start the semifinals in 2 weeks, who's your top four?
Excuse me. I got to go. I've got to go Georgia at number one. Even with a loss right now, I'm putting Alabama at number 3 and number 2. I would go Cincy for the time being at 3. And man, I mean, Oklahoma looks good, but right now, I've got to say Michigan with my number 4.
Undefeated Michigan?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I kind of think Ohio State. I think
even,
they're playing the ball they're playing. I mean, I don't know. We're probably going to get Pittsburgh into the mix before too long.
and talking about Ohio State, they're starting to play good ball. But they have the loss to Oregon, and Oregon hadn't looked very impressive. Now,
But Oregon dropped off because of injuries.
Yeah, now
Like,
it's
I mean,
also
that was
early in the year and a big
Yeah.
game, So, but God, I could go either way there. Georgia, Alabama,
Yeah.
Cincy, Ohio State, or Michigan. Somebody's going to be out. But I like the way Michigan's playing right now.
they're going to get tested on Saturday,
Well,
and it's going to kind of determine where that division goes. So
yeah, it will. I like them. Out of anybody, I like them right now. But we'll
Okay.
see. We shall see.
Well, the pick'em. I mean, for the rest of college football, the pick'em sheet we gave. I mean, that's pretty much your viewing schedule this weekend. There's not too many other games outside of that that are not impact games or anything like that. So we'll get those posted, and that way you kind of know what other kind of matchups there are this week. Auburn got some rest this past weekend, had the bye week, and they got Ole Miss Saturday. We kind of touched on it a little bit during the pick'em, but I mean, it is a good Ole Miss offense. I mean, Lane is coming off. They had the win at Tennessee, and then prior to that, they had the big, the high scoring matchup against Arkansas. Does Auburn's? I mean, what time? That's a 2:30 game. No, it won't be 2:30. It's gonna be a 6. Okay.
I think it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so I mean, the stadium's gonna be rocking. I mean, what do you think? What do you think the
6 o'clock.
Tigers are gonna?
Man,
Because we know that Ole Miss doesn't have the best defense.
they don't.
I mean,
But
they have a defense.
But here's okay. I like Bo Nix, and if the offensive line gives him time to throw, he's good. But we've also got to have a running game. And where the hell what the hell they've been doing with Tank Bigsby, I don't know why he's not touching the ball 25, 30 times a ball game.
Well,
I understand the guy, Jaquez, I think it's Jaquez Hunter.
mm-hmm.
The other kid is pretty good. But Tank Bigsby is one of the best running backs in the nation
Yep.
if we use him.
Oh, 100%.
But he is not being used, and I don't know why. I don't know if he pissed in somebody's cornflakes, or if there's some injury going on, or if he's hurting and they're just not telling us, and they don't want to further injure him or what.
Yeah.
But they've got to run the ball this week to open up some play action and to keep some heat off of Bo Nix. They do that, Auburn wins the ball game, and I think they are actually going to do it. So I'm going to take Auburn, and I think Auburn's going to win the ball game this weekend. That defense has been playing pretty decent. But I will say
You
this.
have a Heisman favorite coming in. And that was where I was kind of like, you talked about Bo, and you talked about Tank, and you talked about, running the ball. And that's good. But you're talking also, you got to put up some points. I mean, you got to put Matt Corral, Bama held them, and Bama secondary is pretty much garbage. But, that's a team that can come in and put up 40 points really quick.
Yeah, real quick.
You got to – and Auburn has been playing good defense, and there's no doubt about that. I just kind of think, like, he is a difference maker,
Yeah, he is. He's –
Can Auburn put up –
the thing is,
can Auburn get into a shootout with them? Or do you have to stop them?
I think they can, but the big thing is going to be stopping Matt Corral on his however you say it.
I don't know how to say it.
Corral. They're going to have to stop his legs.
Yeah.
Because he's that dual threat guy that can put up 150 yards rushing against you and 300 yards passing in a heartbeat. The defense plays pretty good, or has been playing pretty good here lately. The only thing I will say is I don't know how we can go through 3 different coaches, and no matter who the coach is, I swear any team that play Auburn, they could just step back and kneel the ball on first and second down and play third down and beat the brakes off of Auburn.
That's how I feel about Alabama. Like
teams are probably like 98%
complete, like third down
on third
conversions.
down conversions against Auburn.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about it could be 3rd and 27 and they give up the first down. So I don't know, but I think Auburn wins the ball game this weekend. I think they do.
Well, I do too, and it's only because they're probably going to win out and beat Alabama. And
only because they're going to beat Alabama.
Yeah,
probably will. But
freaking Auburn Tigers. So this week, Bama has the off week. I don't know if Nick Saban just likes having the week off for his birthday, or because he's October 31st is his birthday, or he just likes to have the week before LSU.
Wait a minute, October 31st.
Halloween, baby. Yeah, you know they celebrate.
So his name really is Satan.
Saint.
Satan.
All Saints Day.
No,
isn't that the day before?
Satan. He's born on Halloween. Satan. Not
your
Saban,
favorite
Satan.
holiday.
Yeah, I know. It's my favorite holiday. Second favorite holiday. Christmas, my favorite.
See, I like Thanksgiving and then Christmas.
Well,
I go Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving's
Halloween is just a day.
I took this week off with the wife so we could just sit in here and watch horror movies all week. And that's all we've done.
Horror movies, not horror movies.
Not the horror movies. The horror.
I would love to take a week off to sit at home and watch horror movies.
Hey, it's been fun. I've enjoyed it.
So they've got the bye week, and coming off of 15 in a row against Tennessee, which is a pretty big deal. To beat a team 15 years in a row, especially when it's your rival. And I get it, they've been down, but it's just so much fun beating Tennessee. It's so much fun. I guess because when I was a kid, Tennessee used to just work us over. I remember they had a string of like 8 or 9 when I was in middle school, and there's this kid that came. He was a new student. His name was Jeremy, and he was a Tennessee fan. And there's nothing. Me and him got into it like physical fight a couple times in 8th grade over Alabama and Tennessee. So.
Well, that's the way it is.
But now it's just now it's just we just get so used to spanking them. And one thing we're kind of learning. I did like how John Mechie kind of came about. He's really starting to kind of fall back into that number one wide receiver role. He's showing he can be a playmaker like he was last year. He's had a slow start this year. He really got going during the Tennessee game. Um, and Bryce is just, I mean, he is doing a phenomenal job with that patchwork offensive line that we have. It's just, I mean, it's really, he is the offense. And, I mean, when you look at it, Alabama's never had a Heisman Trophy quarterback. I mean, if he doesn't let off the gas, we could be looking at our first. Because I do think that he is, and he's really starting to he was so kind of timid to run at first, and I think he just didn't want to he wanted to do it with his arm. You knew he could run. We saw it when he was in high school, he could run. But he wanted to do it with his arm. He wanted to spread. He wanted to sit back and he wanted to develop as a passer, which he has a great arm. He's very accurate.
Except for on the deep ball.
Sometimes. But I mean, he won that game. I mean, he had 2 rushing touchdowns, and I mean he glides across that field, and then his moves. I mean, it's very very nice.
He is very accurate. I'm giving you a little bit of hell, but if he had one area to work on right now, it would be the deep ball. But with that offensive line that he has, he's done a hell of a job. I mean, it's not Auburn bad, but it's almost Auburn bad.
It's not like, and that's the thing is Alabama's always had that. Everybody's argument for Alabama's quarterbacks like Jalen to AJ McCarron, he has such talent. Mac Jones, the talent around him is why he's so good.
Yeah.
It's always the talent. You always got. I mean, AJ McCarron had Barrett Jones. I mean, he had these stout offensive linemen that gave him time to drop back and pass, and even Mac. I mean, Mac had a pretty good offensive line last year, and then this year it's just kind of there's still some good guys on it, but it's just they just haven't connected and they're not gelling right, and they've got some young guys too, but Bryce doesn't have that. Bryce doesn't have the top receiver, top 10 receivers. He doesn't have a first-round running back behind him. He doesn't have a All-American offensive lineman blocking for him. Bryce Young is he is making it that argument goes out the window this year. And Bryce is doing a great job.
I think he's doing a fantastic job for, like we're talking about the offensive line. I think he's going to be a good quarterback in the future. He's going to bring a lot of wins to Alabama.
Yep.
If they work on that offensive line a little bit, man, I'm tell you what, that kid could literally probably throw for 300 to 350 a ball game every game.
Oh, he could. If
they work on the offensive line, I mean.
And you had receivers that could hang on to the football when
he's that good. I'll give it to him. I mean,
he's
I hate Alabama with a passion, but he's good.
Well, he's a special kid. He's a very special talent. So, and they've got the week off, and then they've got LSU rolling in, and we get to send Coach O off. He's only 2 years removed from in our locker room saying that they were going to beat us in recruiting, and they were going to beat us, and every time they saw us, they were going to beat us. And and now he's being shown the door. I mean, that guy's a joke, and so.
You just can't come out and run your mouth like that again.
Well, and he just, and I've seen all these pitiful stories, he just lost himself in all the fame. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he
cheated on his wife, and then she left him. She cheated. No, within different story. We're not even at LSU week, so I can't bash him too bad, but because I've got some things. I just don't like the guy. The guy's a dirtbag. So, anyways, LSU, you just save your gas because Bama's gonna whoop that ass.
yeah, they are. I'm waiting to see what that line is next week.
Oh, I don't even know if it's out yet.
Because I hope my dad goes, oh, they ain't gonna beat LSU by that much. I'm gonna say, well, I'm gonna put the money on Alabama. You put it on LSU. Go right ahead, there, big boy.
Let's see if there's an early
I bet
line.
it's gonna be like 28.
Oh, they announced the kickoff time. Please don't be okay. Oh, they haven't told us what it is yet.
No early line on it yet.
No, it's going to be announced this weekend. There's a chance it's an 11 a.m. kick.
I'm gonna say 28.
They don't have a line yet.
Somewhere between 28 and 30. What I think it'll probably come out at.
I'd at least say 24. I'd go strong 24 and a half. I mean, they don't want to release one.
They don't want to talk about it.
Oh, that's basketball.
Oh, shoot. I'm about to knock the table over.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I'd look for that line to come out somewhere between 24. I'd go as high as 26. I don't know if I'd go 30 yet. I maybe.
Yeah.
It's a really bad LSU team.
I mean, hey, they're not that good.
No.
I watched some of that game this past weekend. They did not look good at all. I mean, everybody on ESPN and everything was talking about, oh, LSU's back. They're running the ball. They're doing what they used to do, blah, blah, blah. And then none of that happened this weekend. And poor Max Johnson, couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a boat paddle. So they're in trouble.
Yeah.
John Morant and the Grizzlies meet Damian Lillard. Okay, so they must be fixing to start. I was making sure John Morant didn't go out hurt.
Oh, my gosh. He's in my lineup.
That's what I was saying. I saw that come across. It said John Morant something. I was like, oh, don't tell me John Morant went out hurt. All that money Joey spent on that lineup. Oh, we got some comments.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know who this is. Somebody's watching some spam bot.
Oh, Lord. Get out of here.
Yeah. No, Stephen Bryce said he ain't sold on Bryce. Bama's better get back to doing what they do best and run the ball and play D. I mean, you can say, I get what you're saying, but that's the old style of, like, football's changing.
Yeah.
You know, like football, you can't come out and just hard-nosed run it and like Bama used to do. You know, I mean, defense is changing. I mean, these guys are coming out and these different offenses. I mean, we're seeing the highest point totals we've ever seen, and unfortunately, really that style of play was kind of boring.
Well, you know, and everybody says you got to run the ball instead of the play action, the pass, and everything.
And I mean, Alabama does run. They run the ball. I mean, they run the ball at least 35, 40 times a game.
My philosophy is you got to run the ball, set up the pass, and you got to pass the ball, set up the run.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do both of them. So you can't just be one-sided. You got to do both of them, kind of balance it out. You kind of keep the defense on their heels and keep them guessing. Because if you're just running the ball downhill, teams are going to start stopping it.
Yeah.
So you got to throw the ball, no doubt.
Well, we got some weather moving in tonight, guys. So if y'all are in the lower half of the state, Baldwin, Mobile counties, I hope you guys stay safe. Get your picks in. We got cards going out. Everybody that has won should be getting one this week.
Make sure I show everybody that we have these.
We actually have gift cards, and we've had them. I've just been really bad about getting them to people. So, but everybody should be getting their gift cards this week if you won up until now. And then we'll have some more coming in next week. We appreciate our sponsors. I have not seen him. I ain't talked to him. I don't know if he's mad at us.
Who's that?
Austin.
Austin, man.
He showed up the first 3 weeks. I thought we were gonna have to make this a 3-man show.
Dude, I couldn't get him on the live with the sports cards the other night, and then finally he hit me up and was like, "Hey, let's break some boxes."
Hey.
And then I even said something to him. I was like, "Why ain't you been watching the show?" And never got an answer back.
Oh, so I don't know. Maybe he don't like us no more.
Maybe we said something to make him mad during the live. And
yeah.
now he don't like us anymore.
I don't know. Sorry, Austin. We didn't mean anything. We want you to come back and be a huge fan. But we appreciate you because he's the reason why we have these microphones. And we really appreciate him.
Well, it actually let me tag him this week, so I'm gonna tag him and see if we can get him to come in here.
But yeah, I mean, Austin's with Budget Blinds. If you got any issues, you know, you're moving into a new house, got to get those blinds set up, keep the sun out, keep the creepers out. Call Austin. He does a really good job, and we're really happy to have him here on the show and sponsored us. And And then Charlie O's Best Buy sponsors the weekly pick'em. He provides with these Academy gift cards. I don't know if there's anything on them, but we're assuming that there's $25 on each one of them.
We're
Just say-
assuming.
we
you
are.
get-
if
if
you
you
get
go
one that
purchase
don't
something-
work, hey, sorry about that.
You go
we're
purchase something for $15 and it gets declined. Hit up Charlie O.
I mean, I'm sure there's 25, but I'm just assuming there are $25 on the gift cards.
We're only playing people. Calm down.
I mean, you there might be 100 on one. I don't know. We're just gonna assume there's 25 and not 200 on one and then 5 blank ones. That's what we're gonna assume. So yeah. So we appreciate you guys hopping on. You know, we want to get some things worked out so we can have you guys join us on the show, but maybe next week. And so I'm gonna get home before the rest of this weather moves in. I guess Major's done with the show. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Oh, I see where he keeps his stash now. I'm going to crawl through the window, get me a box of tops.
So one week when it's slower and it's not as much to talk about.
Yeah.
This is just one of the products that we carry at Pleasure Island Sports Cars that come out last week. 1 week when we don't have a lot to talk about, maybe after football season's over with, so
Yeah.
we're going to open up something live on camera.
And Mosaic is good. I've opened a bunch of Mosaic from Panini, and I mean, the only thing is it's not licensed, but there's a lot of cool stuff in it. Like Panini does a lot of good stuff with their cards, and it's been so long since I busted cards. So
Topps
I mean,
is always king of baseball. All the stuff with logos on it's king of baseball. But we're going to open something one night, and we're going to give it away to somebody who's watching. Me and Joey's going to sit here and bust it. We'll talk about a product and give it away to somebody.
yeah. So I mean, if you used to collect cards as a kid and you ain't got into it, and I know most of the people that hop on here are in our card group with Major, and so. But I mean, if you're sitting there like, why are they talking about baseball cards? I mean, the card game is huge now. I mean, it's way bigger than it has ever been, and I mean, I dove into it deep there for a little while, and I mean, I still want to get back into it. It's just it's gotten so big that it's hard to really. You could just buy into everything.
Yeah.
You know, and I did. I used to buy, like, you put a break up and be like, give me 2 spots. Give me 2 spots. I mean, it didn't matter. Hockey, whatever. Give it to me.
Yeah.
And now it's just you really got to be smart about where you spend your money because I mean a spot's going to cost you at least $100.
Yeah, it has gotten a little expensive, but the sports card market is absolutely on fire.
Yeah. And the thing is
boxes
that,
aren't what
that
they
this
used to
stuff,
be either.
it's not like you're just pulling out baseball cards. I mean, you could pull, like I mean, you've pulled monsters, out of these packs. You know, and I mean, and the thing is like, and the Josh Allen card, the one that we see floating around that came back as a 10. I mean, that's at least $1,000 card.
Right now, it's over the $5,000 mark.
Okay, so I mean, it's just
And that's close to 10,000.
I mean, that is just and the only thing it is it's a Josh Allen rookie card. But it's green.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's autographed.
Yeah, well, it's numbered out of 75,
That's
so
right.
there's only 75
And
of
usually,
them made,
So I mean, and that's the thing is like if you used to collect cards as a kid, you used to like, oh, look, this is a piece of cardboard. I mean, it's not really that anymore. Like, I mean, there is a lot of cardboard. I can vouch for it. I have cardboard up to my ears. But I mean, there's a lot of cool things happening. So I mean, if you're wondering why, like we talk about sports cards, I mean, it's a game. It's a different ball game now.
You know, we now have 4 cards that are part of Pleasure Island Sports Cards that are over the $1,500 mark, and we've got 2 that are over the $4,000 mark that we pull. So,
I mean, why would you not?
I think you have one that could.
I've got one that's over. It's got to be over the 15.
You've got one that graded could probably be in that $3,000 mark, but
Major, I don't know if I should tell you this on air. So you remember the night I left the shop?
Yeah.
And I had that card in my pocket, and you and Austin were giving me crap about it, and you're like, "You better get that thing home." So I had it in my pocket.
Oh God, my stomach's getting nervous right now.
Nah, hold on. So I get home and it was kind of late. I mean, it was at least 11 o'clock. And I pulled my keys out of my pocket, went into the house, got everything settled, got in the bed, woke up the next morning and walked outside. And where I had pulled my keys out, I had drug that card out and it was laying on my porch. It didn't rain, it was covered and it was dry. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with the card. I'm talking about, my heart dropped into my stomach.
I kind of feel like I got to puke right now.
But the card is A-OK, not
Okay.
a scuff. I mean, because it was
Woo.
I kind of had it wrapped up, and it was fine.
Man.
So that card went directly into lock and key.
Whew. You got my stomach upset.
Yep.
Thought I was gonna throw up there for a minute.
Anyways, the card we're talking about is a Bo Bichette rookie card, autographed out of 5.
Only 5 of them in the world. Only 5 of them made.
And I got one of them off a trade.
Off a
Phil.
trade. We won't tell Phil. I don't think he's watching, so we won't.
Yeah, Phil must.
We don't need to bring that up when Phil's watching. Phil.
Yeah. I got buy Phil a pizza when.
Yeah, we'll have to. You got to pay him back somehow. Anyway, look, guys, that weather's getting closer to us. Been watching the radar, and the thunder's getting closer. Lightning's getting closer. So
Yeah.
we don't want to get anything hit by any lightning or anything. So we're going to try to cut out of here and get Joey home safe before some of this. He's got to drive home. So we do appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be back next week with another exciting episode of Unrivaled Sports Live.
Yep.
I'm Major Wardam Eagle.
And Joey, roll tide and go Braves.
Go Braves. Peace.
Y'all have a good night. See, I'm supposed to set up for that.
Puddle of smoke, got a fat side up. Leonard Skinner on the radio, turn it up.
Well, I think I actually went back out and saw it there before I went to bed. But the way I remember it in my head is that I went to bed and woke up and it was there the next morning.